62 to 67% of adults in the United States report living paycheck to paycheck. According to Payment Intelligence, about 48% of US consumers earning $100,000 or more say they also live paycheck to paycheck. And even amongst those earning more than $200,000 a year, you hear me? About 36% of them report living paycheck to paycheck. And another survey finds that roughly one third, almost half of the people with six-figure income report financial strain. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the one thing that you need to reach financial freedom, to get out of that craziness, and to earn your first $1,000,000. Now, this your first $1,000,000 could be in revenue, it can be in net worth, and it can be in income. And then after I explain to you this one thing that's going to help you solve those problems, I'm going to break down for you the steps and the framework to how you can take action today so that you no longer are left feeling like, how do I get to a place to where, Jamil, I don't have to grind so much. You're not stressed out about money and where it's going, and you feel that you have left that chaotic lifestyle on the back end. So, what I'm telling you isn't theory, it's not hype, it's not hopium. It's literally coming from my own experience as somebody who went from $0 in revenue with my first business to $83,000 a month of revenue in my first full year. I went from negative $100,000 in debt to my first million in net worth in about 5.5 years. And I had take home income of at least $83,000 a month by the time I was 40. So I'm literally calling this video "You're Rich, You Just Don't Know It Yet," because you are. And once you get there, especially mentally, then people aren't going to see it, but you are going to know it. So, um, there's a poem that I really like that I want to share with you that's really going to set up the next 5 minutes as we move into the one thing that you need to really break out of that. And the poem is by this lady called Portia Nelson, and she was on her deathbed, and they basically asked her, she was like 97 years old, and they asked her, if you could go back and change anything about your life, what would you change? And she sat there and she thought about it, and she came up with this poem. This poem is called The Five Chapters of Life. And it's one of the most beautiful writings that I have ever heard. And I believe it's going to give you a breakthrough today, literally. So she says, Chapter one, I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm hopeless. It isn't my fault. And it takes forever to find my way out. Chapter two, I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter three, I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it's there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I'm at. It is my fault, and I get out immediately. Chapter 5. I walk down the same damn street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I simply walk down a new street. So write this down for me and put it in the comments. I want to lead from the future, and I want to act in the now. And what does that mean? That means from here on out, I'm going to walk down a new street. I'm not going to walk down the same street, falling in the same hole, using the same weak excuses, and making the same decisions over and over and over again, which now has led me into those statistics that I rattled off at the beginning of this video. So, There's 4 things that you need to walk down a new street, and forgive me if I'm looking at my notes, but I wanted to cram all this into like a 10-minute video to give you the most value as possible. So what are those 4 things that you need to walk down a new street? Number 1, you need vision, write down vision. You need vision to walk down a new street. Number 2, you need a decision. Vision and decision are married together. Number 3, you need action. Without action, the miracle is not going to happen. And number 4, you have to give something up that you really like to get something better in the future that you're going to love. Think about the last time you moved, right? Like in the last couple years, my family has moved several times. And think about when you're moving off of one street and out of one home, and you're going to move to a new neighborhood, a new street, a new zip code with a new culture, a new vibe, a new energy, a new passion, a new vision. Just think about what that took. How do you go from your current street and your current house into this new neighborhood? One, you got to first see it. You have to have vision. And so you probably go on Redfin, you go on Zillow, and you start looking. I want to submit to you that if you seek, eventually you're going to find. So, first, we have to have vision. Number 2, a decision. Now that I saw the thing, now that I can see it, now that I wrote it down, now that I'm looking at the website, now that I have it in my consciousness, I now have to make a decision to actually make the move. I found a new street, I found a new house, I found a new lifestyle, I found a new desire. But without that decision to actually make the move, you're not going to do a damn thing. Number 3, action. Now I made the decision to make the move. I actually got to make the move. I actually got to get up. I got to pack up all this stuff. I got to call the movers. I need to get the babysitters. I need to do all that stuff because now it's time for action. And action always is going to produce a miracle. If I just sat here in this chair, no miracle happens. If I sat here and did nothing, then no miracle happens, right? If I just sat here and just stared at the screen and said nothing, then you have no transformation, no miracle happens. So number 3 is action, and number 4 is I must give up something now, currently, that's good, that I like, that's comfortable. It's a feeling. I love it. I really enjoy it, but it may not be serving me, which is why I need to move. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I leave something that's lesser and I pursue something for that's greater, I have to give up something. I have to separate from that so that I can elevate to the new life, the new street, the new zip code, the new house that I now have the desire to be in. I have to separate from the financial decisions that I made before, how I used my money, how I wasted my money, how I didn't invest my money, or how I was too greedy and tried to find investments that didn't really serve me. I have to separate from that, from those old decisions and old zip codes, so that I can elevate into a new reality. So I always have to give up the thing that was good but may not have been serving me for something that is greater. So let's talk about the framework now. How now do I move into this new reality of financial freedom? How now do I move into this new reality of abundance? How now do I move into this new reality of not feeling so damn stressed out all the time? How now do I move into this reality of not having fights with my spouse? How now do I move into this new reality where I'm not constantly stressed about bills, even though I'm making $100,000 a year? I just gave you the stats, didn't I? We don't need to rattle through the stats again. I just gave you the stats. I just told you that basically for people that's even making, what was the stat? For people that are making $200,000 or more, 36% of them report living paycheck to paycheck. 48% of those who make $100,000 or more a year are living paycheck to paycheck. So how now do I elevate? Elevate, put it in the comments, elevate. How now do I elevate to a reality where I am just cloaked in abundance and not freaking living in fear and stress all the time? How do I do that? Well, I'm about to give it to you. Number 1, I want you to write down what we call your primary goal. And after you write down your primary goal on your piece of paper, I want you to drop it in your comments. So what's your primary goal? Your primary goal is essentially the thing that matters the most to you. What is the goal that you're like, "Bro, I will die on this hill for?" What is that goal? And, we gotta figure that out first. You gotta figure that out first because it wasn't something that I really did, but I remember the moment that I did it, and I was like, "What is the thing that matters the most to me?" And you know what I came up with after I'd, like, started analyzing it a lot? The thing that I came up with, believe it or not, was happiness. That was my primary goal. When I peeled back all the layers and I was like, "Bro, what the hell is happening here? Like, why am I stressed? I'm making $112,000 a year. Why don't I have any money? Where are my investments? Where's my margin? Like, where is it? I'm not feeling it. I'm stressed all the time. I'm fighting with my wife all the time. She's lost trust in me. I've lost trust in her. We both have college degrees. We did what they said we were supposed to do. Why am I feeling like this?" And I was tired. Some of y'all on here right now might just be tired. I even feel like I could feel like tears coming back to me because I was just tired. Tired. Household income of $140,000 a year, and I was just tired. That don't even make sense. How do I not have the investments? How do I not have the assets? How do I not have the passive income? Why are all these people passing me? How come they got that and I don't? What is the problem? And when I pulled back the layers and I was like, what is that one thing that that I'll die on the hill for? It was like, I want to be happy. Then I was like, damn, okay, so that is my primary goal. More than anything else, I just want to be happy. And then I said, well, what's next? I was like, I want to be stress free. So for me, those primary goals that I want in my life is happiness and to live a stress-free life. Is that primary goal for you? What do you want to create? What do you want to produce? Okay. Put that down on your piece of paper and talk to us. Put it down in the comments too, because allow for us to hold you accountable. What is the thing that you want to create that you'll die on the hill for? And for me was I want to create a life of happiness and a stress-free life. Number 2, I want you to get super honest about where you're at right now. What is your current reality? And let me just tell you something. Your current reality is an acquired taste because most people lie to themselves. Most people lie to themselves all the time. Most people are like, "Bro, I'm making 6 figures, I'm making 200 Gs, I'm making 300 Gs," and they say, "I'm good." And I say, "Well, if your business went away or your job got taken away, how long could you actually last?" And they say, I can't last more than a month." Then I say, "You're not good then. Stop lying to yourself." So number 2 is actually jot down what is your current reality? What is the truth? What is the truth about your debt? What is the truth about your relationship with your spouse? What is the truth about your financial picture? What is the truth about your investments? What are the truth about your 401k? What's the truth about what's your Roth look like? What is the truth about your spending? What is the truth? Because they say the truth shall set you free. But the problem is, most of us avoid the scale. We don't want to see how fat we actually are. And so we just make up these things. Oh, I weigh 140 pounds. No, you don't. You weigh 180 pounds. Oh, I'm doing great financially. No, you are not. You are obese financially, and you don't want to look at the scale. So tell the truth about where you're actually at. Number three, cut the fat from your life, finances, and business. What do I mean? Now that you realize where you want to go and you realize where you actually are, then